Our story begins in the aftermath of World War I, a war so devastating that they called it the war to end all wars. But rather than bringing lasting peace, it left behind bitterness, economic hardship, and a fractured Europe. And out of that chaos, powerful dictators rose to seize control, each with his own vision of how the world should look. In Germany, Adolf Hitler preached a vision of German supremacy, promising to reclaim lost glory. In Italy, Benito Mussolini wanted to rebuild a new Roman Empire. And in Japan, militaristic leaders believed they were destined to dominate Asia. These ambitions soon led to invasions. Japan seized Manchuria in 1931, followed by an all-out war with China in 1937. Italy invaded Ethiopia in 1935, but it was Hitler's aggressive expansion in Europe that truly lit the fuse. On September 1, 1939, Germany invaded Poland. 2 days later, Britain and France declared war on Germany. The world had plunged into war once again. Germany's tactic, called Blitzkrieg, or lightning war, was fast and ruthless. Within weeks, Poland was defeated. The next year, Nazi forces swept through Denmark, Norway, the Netherlands, and finally France. Europe was stunned. One country after another fell under German control. Britain stood alone, and Hitler launched a brutal bombing campaign, known as the Blitz, aimed at breaking British morale. But the British people held on, rallying under Winston Churchill's leadership, invaded Ethiopia in 1935. But it was Hitler's aggressive expansion in Europe that truly lit the fuse. Meanwhile, across the world, the conflict was spreading. Japan, seeking resources and territory, eyed the Pacific Islands and Southeast Asia. On December 7, 1941, they launched a surprise attack on Pearl Harbor. The United States, until then trying to stay out of the war, was suddenly all in. President Franklin D. Roosevelt called it a date which will live in infamy. Overnight, the American war machine roared to life. The Allies now included Britain, the Soviet Union, and the United States. Together, they made a plan to take down the Axis powers Germany, Italy, and Japan from all fronts. World War II saw battles on a scale never seen before, each one crucial in turning the tide. In 1942, in the Soviet Union, the Battle of Stalingrad became one of the deadliest encounters of the war. Hitler was determined to capture this symbolic city, but Soviet troops fought back with everything they had. After months of brutal combat, the Nazis were forced to retreat. Stalingrad marked the turning point on the Eastern Front. In North Africa, the Allies took on German Field Marshal Erwin Rommel, the Desert Fox. After hard-fought battles, they gained control of the region, paving the way for the invasion of Italy. And on June 6, 1944, D-Day Allied forces launched a massive invasion of Nazi-occupied France. Thousands of ships, planes, and soldiers stormed the beaches of Normandy. Against all odds, they broke through German defenses. D-Day marked the beginning of the end for Nazi Germany. With the Allies advancing from the west and the Soviet Union pushing in from the east, Germany was caught in a vice. In April 1945, Soviet forces entered Berlin. Hitler, seeing no escape, took his own life. On May 7th, Germany officially surrendered. In Europe, the war was over. But in the Pacific, the war raged on. The United States employed a strategy known as island hopping, capturing strategic islands on the way to Japan. The battles were fierce, each one bringing the Allies closer to the Japanese mainland. Finally, on August 6th and August 9th, the U.S. dropped atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The devastation was unimaginable, and on August 15th, Japan surrendered. The Second World War had come to an end. World War II wasn't just a military conflict. It left behind an indelible mark on global politics, economics, and society. The war led to the creation of the United Nations, aimed at preventing another such conflict. Europe and Japan, left in ruins, rebuilt with American assistance under the Marshall Plan, transforming into modern democracies. World War II also set the stage for a new type of conflict, the Cold War between the U.S. and the Soviet Union, each armed with nuclear weapons. The world now lived under the shadow of potential annihilation. World War II reshaped the world. It taught humanity the costs of unchecked aggression, prejudice, and the importance of international cooperation. But it also showed us the strength of unity, resilience, and the enduring human spirit. Even today, the echoes of World War II remind us of the sacrifices made, the horrors endured, and the lessons we must never forget. Thank you for joining us on this journey through history. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and share to keep learning with us, because understanding our past is the key to building a better future.